Okay, so I think I'm all set up. It looks like everything is going. So this is another Thursday night live. I'm just doing these just to number one. I would love to be able to chat with people who watch my channel. So if you're in the chat, of course, I'll be looking over at the chat room and answer any and all of your questions for you. But also, I'll give me a chance to show off aspects of my collection. Doing it here and live is a much more relaxed environment. I don't have to edit the video. After I'm done, just put it up. I can talk more freely, and get out the information to y'all. So, what I want to do is I want to show you some Seal Classic vinyl that I have. So right now on my channel, I have about 11, maybe 12 videos where I am showcasing Seal Classic vinyl. I came into about 60 or 70 albums of sealed albums uh, back about 3 years ago, and it's taken me a while to go ahead and go through all those, as well as I also buy them from time to time. So that's how I ended up with so many of them. I don't buy that much really, but like I said, I had 70 of them that I bought from one person, so that just added to the mix. But you know what? Sometimes these sealed records they don't cost any more than an EX or uh, a near mint record does. And I do like buying them sealed. Now there's pluses and minuses. Of course, you haven't seen, you you can't see the vinyl and you're not sure what condition it's in. But also, no one's touched it, no one's played it. So there's pluses and minuses on both ends. I would say over the last 3 years, I've probably opened probably about maybe because I was opening some that I didn't even show on my channel, but I would say close to maybe 150 albums. And of all those albums, I had like four bad albums. I had like two that were warped and two that were pressed off center. So that's not a bad ratio considering new albums that I buy that I press now. Those are, every 50 of those I buy, I have a couple warped ones and a couple pressed off center. So I'm getting albums that are actually in better condition generally. So, and I've been happy with most of the Seal Classic albums I've been buying, and I call them classic because they are at least 25 years old. They're pressed in the 70s, 80s. Think I have two in here from the early 1990s. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and start showing you these records. Okay, so the first one I have here was pressed in 1980. So this here is the knack, and the name is "But the Little Girls Understand." So not a very well known album. I don't really know this album, but I do know I do like the knack. And there was what is it? Their 1979 album, "Get the Knack." That was very popular. So, but I wanted to get this one as well. Had the opportunity to go and pick this up, and it was a good deal, and that way I get to hear another, and another album by the Knack. So again, it's 1990. So there you go. Let me see where I can put these where they're safe. I think I can put them right here. Okay. So, and like I said, if you want to uh, jump in, that's fine. But I have another one here. So this here is by a band called Diamond Rio. They're from the 1970s, mid to late 1970s. They're a hard rock band. I already have two albums by them, and they are awesome. So I came across this one. It's tore a little bit here and torn here, but mostly is still sealed. This is from 1979, actually. So again, really good hard rock band. So there you go. So we're going to move along here. Now, for the last 2 weeks, I've been showing I showed you my K-Tel collection. So this is a K-Tel album that I had in my stack of sealed albums. I didn't realize it was K-Tel. So this is one that I missed. So I apologize for that. But I have another K-Tel album that I didn't realize I had. So this here is Million Sellers of the 1950s. As you see, it has the K-Tel logo right down here. Okay, and it's interesting here because it's got two stickers on either side, and this has just songs from the 1950s. I think this was put out. Um, Looks like 1984. It's put out in 1984, but this has "Rock and Robin" by Bobby Day. It has uh, "Team Beat" by Sandy Nelson. I know you can't see that, so let me try over here. It has "Tiger" by Fabian, "At the Hop" by Danny and the Junior. So it has all those songs from the 1950s. So it's kind of cool. So there you are, and another one here. So this one here is one that I just got in the mail last week, actually. So I was actually able to find a sealed copy of it. This one here is hot TV shows. I'm sorry, hit TV shows themes from. So this is a Peter Pan record. So these were performed by their house band. These aren't the original themes. But these are still themes to TV shows from the basically the mid to late 70s. I think this came out either 80 or 81, but it has I just read it off to you. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that, but that's what the back of this looks like. But it has the $6 Million Man, Bionic Woman, Sanford and Son, One Day at a Time, The Waltons, Hawaii Five O, Little House on the Prairie, Charlie's Angels, All in the Family, and Police Woman. So I do like themes like this. So I thought this was something that was cool. I didn't even know this existed. It popped up on my feed in eBay, and I started looking at all of them, and I found a sealed one. So very, very cool. I see someone has joined here. So hello. Um, let's see, we have here. This is from 1990, I believe. I think I looked it up. I think this is from 1990. So this is a blues album. So this is Hezekiah and the House Rockers. So basically, this is a locally produced record. It has the Memphis State logo on here, so it was pressed in Memphis at some local pressing plant in Memphis. But it's blues albums. Sorry, kind of weird too because they have this here, but then this is like this, so it's kind of sideways. So so I'm trying to get it right. But it has a bunch of blues songs that they do. Some I some I know they have a Disco Fever, so I'm not sure how bluesy that is, but I guess they're gonna do a blues version of that. But I do like blues albums, so this here is a pretty cool record. So we got that one. This one here is Firetown. I believe this is a um, country rock band, and this is from 1989. So, and this is sealed as well, but that's what that looks like. I'll show you the back here. But I do like country rock. My wife likes country rock a lot as well. So this is from, like I said, from 1989, right? Yeah, from 1989. So cool stuff. And so we're going to keep going here. I think I have about 19 albums to show you. So I think I just showed you 4. So and I see I have 3 people watching. So hey, you all, you want to go ahead and jump in and chat? That's fine. So this here is a Canadian band. This here is called Trooper. This here is a rock band, and this album is from 1977. I have 2 or 3 Trooper albums already, so this one I didn't have, so that's why I picked it up. So and the back of it's kind of cool. There you go. But another sealed classic album, and I know there's some glare here, but these are still sealed in plastic, so I'm trying to minimize the glare as much as possible. So this here is Roger Hodgson, which is, I believe, the lead singer from Supertramp. He put out some solo albums, and this here is one of them. And this here is from, I believe, This is from 1987. So I don't know, if this is his first album, second or third album. I didn't look that up, but this is the guy from Supertramp. So I do like him a lot. So there you go. There's that record there. I don't know if that one has a name. Oh, it's called Hi, HAI. That's the name of the record. So there you are. So this one here is an interesting one. So this one here is the the zoo the one the Zoo 100 morning show from New York City back in the 80s and 90s, I believe. So they put out some records with some other greatest hits. They're always doing comedy stuff in the morning. So I already have a couple of these by them. This is volume 3. I didn't have this one, so it's kind of cool. So that's what that looks like. But again, this is the Z100 Morning Zoo Greatest Hits Volume 3. And this is put out in 1987. All right, so we have here, this one here is a band called Victory. So I do like these obscure bands. Let me put it over here, you can see it. So I do like these obscure bands. I do pick them up quite often, actually. Most of them are really good. So this is from 1989, pressed by Rhino Records. Interesting. So there you go. And I'll show you the back of this. But this is just a rock band, probably hard rock. So again, it's called Victory. The band's Victory, and the name of the album is Culture Killed the Native. So there you go. I can't wait to hear that one. So looking over to see if anybody's commenting. So this one here is a very interesting pressing. So this here is Kraftwerk. This is Trans Europe Express. So what's very interesting about this record is that this was pressed in 1993. There's not a whole lot of these that were pressed. So in 1993, this was pressed by Capitol, by SEMA Special SEMA Special Products. It has probably can't see it, but down here at the bottom, it has the SEMA Special Products logo down here. So, and the label, of course, I haven't opened it yet. I haven't taken it out, but the label is going to be a SEMA label. So it's going to be a little different than the regular label. This is a great album. And I do have a bunch of several Kraftwerk 45s, but I don't have this album, so I picked it up. But when I bought it, I just didn't realize how special it was being from 1993 on the SEMA special products label. But it says here it was originally put out in 1977 by Capitol Records. But product of SEMA Special Markets, a division of Capitol Records Incorporated. So good stuff. I'll show you the back again. Very good version of that record on that SEMA label. So this here is House of Freaks, which is another country rock, I believe. And this one here is called Bottom of the Ocean. So I'm going to show you that. And so this was put out in 1987. I already have one House of Freaks album. It's really, really good. This one I didn't have. Here's what the back of the record looks like. So, but good stuff. A little bit concerned because there's some bending of the cover here, but that does not necessarily mean that the record's going to be warped, but it could be. I mean, this has been sealed since 1987, so who knows where it's been or who had it. This is one of the ones that this is one of the ones that I bought back 3 years ago. I remember I bought that stack of 60 or 70 Seal Classic albums. I got them for $1 a piece. So I bought this one for $1. So I didn't examine it that closely, but it does have some bending here of the cover. So it'll be interesting to see if it's warped or damaged when I take it out. So here, this one here is a very interesting one. So this one here is National Lampoon. That's not sick. That's funny. I'm a big fan of novelty records, a big fan of National Lampoon. This one was put out. Actually, this one doesn't quite make my cutoff for my criteria. I thought this was older. This was put out in 2003. It's still a while ago, so I'm gonna show it to you. It's still sealed. So there you go. That's the back of it. but I didn't realize that this was 2003. I thought it was older than that. So, but there you are. Am I? Hey, David, the pickup artist, how you doing? Had my mouse over your comment, so I didn't see it. So, how you doing tonight? So, I'm gonna keep going here. So we have an interesting one. This here is Pet Hate. So this here is a British band, I believe. They put out two albums. I have both of them. The other one's in my collection. This one I didn't have. The name of this album is The Bride Wore Red. This is a metal band. This is from, what the year is this? There's no year. I can't see a year on it, but I believe this is around 1989 or 88. I believe that's the year that this came out. So, but it's good stuff. They put out some very good material. So there you go. Hey, Tara Bird, how you doing tonight? And we have 9 people watching. That's great. I appreciate that. So um, we have a few other albums here, and then I can go ahead and talk about any of the records I showed or anything else that you want to talk about. But this one here is I picked this up a couple of weeks ago. It was actually in a dollar bin. It was still sealed. So, but I looked it up on my phone. It said that this was a blues band. So, I think this is from, I don't see a year, but I believe they said it was from around 84, 85. But I'll show it to you. This here is Midnight Mama by Jeannie and Jimmy Cheatham and the Sweet Baby Blues Band. So for $1, I definitely didn't mind picking up and see what it was. I do like blues records. So, you can't beat it for $1. So I'll show you the back of it as well. But good stuff. And let's see. So here's one that I got. This here is a crazy album. And it says it right there. It's crazy. Crazy album. So the back is pretty much the same way. So this here is from what year is it? 1978. So this guy made this album, and what he did is he covered a bunch of novelty songs like "They're Coming to Take Me Away," "Ha Ha," and "Beep Beep" and stuff like that. He covered all these songs. This one guy, and I believe it's a double album as well. Think, I think it's a double album. I'm not sure. Maybe not. It might be a single album, but I believe it was a self-produced album, and but I am into novelty. Put it up here. I am into novelty records, and so I had an opportunity to go ahead and get this one. I really am intrigued to hear what this guy has done with these novelty songs that I enjoy so much. So there you go. And we're getting down to the last few here. We got two more left. So this here is from 19. Okay. So originally this came out in 1965. This is a reissue from 1985, according to the copyrights on the back. But this here is Star Trek. I guess maybe the original copyright of was 1965, and then this one was put out in 1985. But the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra conducted the music from Star Trek, and that's what this is. So looks like it has 2 songs, one per side. It has the music from the episode is there in Truth No Beauty, and music from the episode The Paradise Syndrome. So cool stuff. The Paradise, yeah. So Paradise Syndrome was the one where Spock got the creature on his back, and Is There in Truth No Beauty is the one where Kirk became like a god. So it's pretty cool episodes. I'm a big Trekkie, so good stuff. And we're going to go ahead and show you my very last sealed album here. This one is Honeymoon, which is a hard rock band. This one was put out. Oh my, the writing is so small. How am I supposed to see that? I'm almost 60 years old. I can't read that. I have no idea. I think this was. I, I think this is sometime around 1987, I believe. So 86, 87. If someone knows when this album came out, if you want to put it in the chat room, I appreciate it. I think around 86 or 87. This is the Honeymoon Suite. They're, again, a hard rock band. I have 2 or 3 other albums already. So this one here is kind of cool. So I'll show you the back of the album as well. Yeah, exactly. So there you go. So that's the last of my Seal Classic albums. I have no more right now at all. Of course, I buy them from time to time, but maybe a while before I show you any more because I don't collect them that fast. Maybe 3 or maybe 1 or 2 a month. So, but if anybody has any questions or anything that you want to talk about, I am here to answer your questions about any of the records that I showed you. Again, I do want to thank everybody for being here. I don't know if you all have any. Is there anybody else that buys sealed albums? Old sealed albums, or do you avoid them? I know there's 2 sides of the fence. A lot of people don't like them because, again, they can't see the record. There's some worry that the record might be warped, being in the cover for so long, and that's not necessarily the case. It can happen, but it's not a given. So I rarely have had that problem. I've had a couple of warped records, but not very many of them. So I just like them because no one's played them, and which means that there's a great chance of them being in excellent condition. So that's my take on Seal Classic albums. I've heard of people opening up their sealed albums because of that worry. Yeah, sometimes they will put a slit on the side of it, and because they think it releases pressure, I guess, maybe on the cardboard. I mean, vinyl is a very tough material. So as long as the records are being stored in an optimum place, uh, you know, optimum temperature, optimum humidity, it's not being stored in a garage or an attic for 20 years. Sometimes that happens, and those records will probably be warped. But if it's in a record store for 10 or 15 years on a shelf, it's probably not going to be a problem. So, but anyways, don't forget I do have about 11 or 12 other videos on my channel where I'm showing off more Seal Classic albums. If you want to check that out, if you're watching this after the broadcast, I'll put links down below to. I do have them in a playlist, so you can go ahead and check those out if you want to watch them. But a lot of those records that I showed in those videos, I still haven't played yet. They're over there in a box. I don't even see that. Can you make that out in the video? Yeah, that white box that's behind me. I'm pointing that white box. That white box still has still classic albums that I've made videos of, but I haven't played yet. I'm slowly getting around to playing all of them. So I've probably played about 20 of them in the last couple of weeks. So, let me check on the Victory. Someone's asking about the Victory album. Let me pull it back out here so I can answer his question here. Okay, so yeah, it's very true. I mean, I have more brand new albums that are warped and problematic than these sealed albums are. I tell you right now. So, I trust people that pressed these a long time ago more than people that press the records today. But so, let's see if it's a reissue. It says on the back here, it says 1989 Records Incorporated, Rampage Records, a division of Rhino Records. I believe this is an original copy. I do not think this is a reissue. There's nothing on here telling me that it was a reissue. I don't see multiple copyrights, dates. I believe this did come out in 1989, right? Uh, so this is an original sealed copy, and it's in real nice shape. It has a little ding here on the corner. Somebody, but other than that, it's in really nice shape. So does that answer your question? Let me go ahead and put it up here. Is that it? There you go. Oh, it's 2 a.m. there in Germany. Wow. Yeah, I think it's going on. It's 8:30 here. So yeah, I did get a lot of reissues from Amazon as well as other places. So I'm trying to think here. Yeah, Amazon. There's also Rhino that puts out reissues like on Oktoberfest and stuff like that. Yeah, I can't wait to go ahead and open this up and play it. So I've actually held this off on opening it because I wanted to show it to you all sealed. So did you have any other albums by them? Is this their only album? I'm not that familiar with them. I want to do a video pretty soon where I'm showing a bunch of my uh, reissues that I've gotten in from the 1980s. I'm a big fan of stuff from the 1980s, so I want to do a video. I'm showing 10 or maybe 15 reissues. Um, gotcha, gotcha. Well, yeah, I'll probably play that coming up next week. So yeah. But I appreciate the comments. But yeah, I do want to go ahead and do that on my channel. I might do that next week. Show some albums from the 1980s, some reissues from the 1980s. Probably color and splatter and stuff like that. So that's an idea that I've had. Um, Yeah, the 80s are making a big comeback right now. So a lot of people like the records, the sound from the 1980s, and those reissues are just flying off the shelf. So especially when they're uh, in splatter and color. And I have a Yes album, the 90210, which is on a tricolor. It's on blue, red, and yellow. That's pretty cool. So I'll probably show that, but I have a bunch of other records like that as well. And I think you'll do. I think y'all would be interested in that. Yeah, I have that album, Passion Play. It's really good. I have an original copy of it. So what's interesting was since we are talking about classic albums, about 2 years ago, um, I was in a local record store, and I was digging in the dollar bin, and they have a good amount of dollar bin records, and I came across a sealed copy of The Watchtower by Jethro Tull. I'm feeling like, why is this in the dollar bin? Why are they selling this for $1? I actually took it out and took it up to the front desk. I go, I just want to make sure that you all know this is in the dollar bin, and you all want $1 for it. And they go, yeah, it's all I want for it is $1. I don't know why. There's nothing wrong with the record. I brought it on, opened it, played it. It played excellent. It was a Jethro Tull album that I didn't have. My wife recently got me into Jethro Tull, so but my collection is growing. But it's a great album, and it's very interesting that that they had that sealed album, that sealed classic album, Jethro Tull, the Watchtower, sitting in the dollar bin. So I've gotten quite a few sealed classic albums in dollar bins, believe it or not. So have you all found have y'all found that's easy to find those sealed classic albums, or do y'all buy them at all, or what? That's true. I'm always out there crate digging, always out there crate digging. So you never know what you're gonna find. Like I said, one of these last ones I brought up, this one I think it was this one here. This one is just like 2 weeks ago. Found it in a dollar bin. It's a sealed blues album. So I'm interested in seeing what this is. So Victory released 12 official albums, latest in 2024. Awesome, awesome. So yeah, so I'll have to look at their discography and and play this one and see what other albums of theirs I want to get. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So see, this is from Dave here. I have a show called Psychedelic Sunday every Sunday morning. I show pickups and garage albums. Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, I work on Sundays. I work half day Thursday, all day Friday, all day Saturday, all day Sunday, which is why I'm doing this on Thursday nights. I would love to be able to do these on the weekends, but and I work 12-hour days, so that makes it really hard. So, but yeah, but cool. Um, so y'all check out Dave's show on Sundays. So again, we're back to this question here. He said it was a fourth album from 1989. Very, very cool. So yeah, I think I did. I think I got this one off of eBay. What I do is I go out there and I just look for sealed albums from different years and in the rock genre, and I pay attention to the cover of the record, what it looks like, if it's something that's interesting, and then what I'll do is I'll go out to YouTube usually and play one or two tracks. I don't want to hear the whole album. I want to hear it on vinyl. I want to hear it that way, but I want to make sure that that the music is something I'm going to be interested in, because there are some of those rock groups out there, just something about them just, it doesn't, you know, get you the right way. So I pass on those, but I listen to that Victory, that Victory record online on YouTube. A couple of the tracks that are really good, which is why I picked this up. So, and it wasn't that much. I think it was like $12 or something. So usually they're not very expensive. So, but what I'm going to go ahead and do is go ahead and wrap this up. So I do want to thank everybody for watching. And again, be sure and check out the other So Classic videos I have. I'll put a link down below if you're watching this after the live. But I'll be here next Thursday. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do. I'm trying to do this every Thursday night around the same time. 8 o'clock seems to be a good time. So, because the first one I did at 7, I thought it might have been a little too early. I know somebody said they're in from Germany, so it's 2 a.m. So sorry about that, but I do appreciate you being here. Really, it means a lot that you're here. So, but what I might do, I'll see what I'm going to do next week, and usually put it up by Monday. what that theme is going to be. So, but yeah, that's it. I don't want to thank everybody, and everybody have a good night, and I'll see y'all next week.